Honorable and distinguished guests, thank you for the organizers of the IRF Summit for this kind invitation. And thank you for all of you for your presence and your shared commitment to advancing freedom of religion or belief and fostering peaceful coexistence. Allow me to begin with a simple thought. Many of you may have never met a Baha'i before. Others may have heard about the Baha'i faith, about the Baha'i community through a newspaper article, an academic publication, or perhaps a human rights report. Those sources certainly have their place. Today, however, I do not wish to explain the Baha'i faith. Official sources can do that far better than I can in 10 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes now. Instead, I would like to share something more important, more personal, what it has meant to live as a Moroccan Baha'i. The Baha'i community has been part of Morocco since the 1950s. We are Moroccans from the north and the south, from our great cities and our rural villages. Many also live abroad as part of a large Moroccan diaspora spread across the world. Among us are teachers, doctors, engineers, farmers, entrepreneurs, technicians, artisans, public servants, and workers from every walk of life. We speak different languages, we come from different social backgrounds, yet there is one thing that unites us all. We belong to Morocco. Like millions of our fellow citizens, our hearts beat with Tamghribit, that uniquely Moroccan sense of belonging that transcends our differences. It lives in our traditions, our cuisine, our music, our art, our history, our heritage, our hospitality, and in the shared emotions that unite us all during moments of national pride, like when we celebrated every victory of our national team during the World Cup. Moroccan identity is remarkably inclusive. It has always demonstrated an extraordinary ability to unite people of different religions, cultures, languages, ethnicities, and around our shared national constants embodied in the national motto, Allah al-Watan al-Malik, God, the homeland, and the king. Our experience as Baha'is has taught us something profound. Across Morocco, whether in large cities, small towns, or rural communities, we have witnessed the same pattern over and over again. Sometimes people are hesitant when they first learn that we are Baha'is. They may have heard rumors. They may have encountered inaccurate information online. They may simply never have met a Baha'i before. I will not pretend that every interaction is positive or that discrimination never occurs. We have faced many such experiences over the years. But something remarkable happens when we become neighbors, once we become classmates, colleagues, when we work together on a project, once our children play together and interact together, or once we simply watch a football game together. Through repeated and sustained interaction, something begins to change. Fear gives way to familiarity. Suspicion gives way to trust. Prejudice quietly dissolves. People discover that we aspire to the very same things they do: dignity, education for our children, peace, security, honest work, service to society, and a hopeful future for our country. In Arabic, we say, الناس أعداء ما يجهلون. People are often enemies of what they do not know. Perhaps one of the greatest obstacles to peaceful coexistence is not difference itself, but ignorance of one another. Sometimes we believe that avoiding difficult conversations prevents conflict. In reality, avoiding encounters often prevents understanding. When opportunities to know one another are absent, fear and suspicion can fill the vacuum. But when genuine human relationships emerge, stereotypes rarely survive. This has been our lived experience for decades. It is for this reason that I believe community building is one of the most powerful expressions of freedom of religion or belief. Rights are essential. Legal protections are indispensable. Policies matter greatly. But ultimately, societies are transformed when ordinary citizens discover one another's humanity. This is why I believe one of the greatest questions before us today is not only how we improve laws and institutions, it is also how do we multiply the spaces where citizens from different backgrounds genuinely met? How do we ensure that dialogue is not limited to conferences such as this one, but becomes a normal part of everyday life? How do we create lasting channels of trust between institutions, communities, and citizens from diverse backgrounds? As Baha'is in Morocco, we have witnessed encouraging change over the years, not perfectly, not all at once, but steadily. A significant portion of Moroccan society has evolved, particularly the younger generation, which today represents a large portion of the population. For many young Moroccans, diversity is no longer something to be feared. When approached with knowledge, dialogue, and mutual understanding, it is increasingly seen as a source of enrichment rather than division. We have witnessed a growing willingness among our Moroccan compatriots to engage in sincere conversations. We have also experienced gradual improvements in the way religious diversity is approached by public institutions. At the same time, the landscape of coexistence has itself changed. Today, many Moroccans identify with beliefs, convictions, and worldviews that were once marginal or largely absent from the public sphere. This evolving reality calls for renewed understanding of coexistence in Morocco, one that extends beyond traditional models to embrace the diversity that exists within our society. So I have 20 seconds, I'll try. So Morocco has repeatedly demonstrated a remarkable capacity to achieve meaningful change while preserving stability, continuity, and its national identity. It was made possible. So let me take a last example of the Moroccan football team. For many years, the diversity of our players, their languages, cultures, life experiences, and countries of upbringing was sometimes seen as a challenge. Today, it has become one of the greatest strengths. That transformation did not happen by accident. It was made possible by a clear national vision for sport and development under the leadership of His Majesty the King Mohammed VI, Amir al-Mu'mineen, the commander of the faithful, by dedicated institutions such as the strategic leadership of the Royal Moroccan Football Federation, and by coaches who demonstrated that diversity is not something to overcome, but something to organize, cultivate, and unite around a shared purpose. Good leadership does not eliminate diversity. It gives diversity a common direction. And let me finish with this. Trust begins with encounter. Encounter begins with a conversation. Conversation begins with recognizing one another first and foremost as fellow citizens. Let us make spaces like this not the exception, but the norm. Let us make dialogue and mutual recognition a permanent bridge between institutions and communities. Let us build systems that ensure every citizen has the opportunity to contribute to our shared future. And as our nation prepares for 2030 for the World Cup, may we be inspired by the spirit of our national team, so that every Moroccan, regardless of background or belief, can proudly say, this is my home, this is my responsibility, and together we all have a role in serving Morocco and contributing to a more peaceful world. Thank you.